What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn podcast.
Another damn podcast.
Presented by our damn selves.
Okay.
So 300. 300. That's it. We made it. Give ourselves a round of applause. 300, kid. 300, yeah. Had to represent the up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. If you know, you know. That's what I was the only thing missing. That if you know, you know, like right
If you
now
know, you know.
with the hashtag IYK. That's all.
Nice, nice.
We made it. Unfortunately, no special guest or whatever. Yeah, we were planning
Yeah.
that, but just never got
Things
around.
happen.
It's like, yeah, yeah.
Things happen. Life happens. Adulting happens, which adulting sucks. But adulting is great sometimes, but it also sucks as an adult.
Facts.
So yeah.
So how you
But
feel
we're
about
blessed
us
to be
making it?
here.
How you feel about us making it to 300?
I feel great because it's like when it originally started, we started off as just like a whim. It was just kind of like, okay, well, let's go ahead and let's do this.
I just you were
It's kind
drafted.
of like
Call it what it is. I drafted you. Say, kid,
you draft. Yeah, I was
we're
drafted.
recording this Sunday. You had never done nothing like this. Like me, yeah, I have the radio background, all that. You had
You
never
have
done.
radio.
After the first episode, you were hooked. You're like, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. It's like, and then
Right. I had nothing. I had no experiences. I was like, I know how to talk. I was like, I'm a good person. I know how to
where
talk.
the
But
idea came from for the podcast. Like we would talk all the time, and I had been looking for a partner because I had wanted a podcast partner though for like months and shit.
mhm,
Maybe up to like over a year, and maybe a year or what plus. I had been looking
mhm.
for the right podcast partner, but people flake out on you. Oh yeah, cool. That's what's up. Let's do it. Then
I'm
like
gonna be there.
it's time to record. Well, can we
Or you just go straight to voicemail.
we do it next
The
week? Yeah,
worst.
or let's avoid you. Yeah. I said, okay, we recording at 1 o'clock on this day. It's like, yeah, that don't work for me. then you put it in their code, well, what day does work for you, and then they don't have an answer because that's all you get them is okay. Well, what's good for you then? Well, let me figure that out. Just
let me get back to you.
you don't want to do
Let me get back to you.
because then that's when I take it totally out of my okay. If that doesn't work, what works for you? Now you still don't have an answer and shit. But yeah, we just went for it. Like I said, because I had like comedians in mind, other DJs. I had interns that wanted to get their shot. It's like people that were
Mhm.
in mind, but every time it fizzled out and shit. Yeah.
Wasn't meant to be.
Yep. Even had an
You have to look at this.
even
Wasn't meant
even
to
had
be.
an NBA player like that was tip on board at one point. It's like none of it ever worked out though. It's like yeah, none of the shit worked out.
Mhm.
But I think this was best.
Mhm.
We talk all the time about bullshit anyway. So I said let's record it and shit.
He's like, what better person to talk about issues than with my
That's when it
sister?
hit me when we were having one of our conversations. I said, you know what? This is the podcast. Yeah, they fuck all that other shit. All the other stuff will be manufactured. They're like, this is the podcast. Just me and you just shooting the shit.
And shooting the shit, which
This
is
is the
what we
podcast. That's
do
why we
usually.
don't have a lot of guests. We've had a few. Shout out Tasha. Shout out
Spirit.
Chad Roby and shout out Spirit King. Like we've had
Who
a
wants
few.
to come back? We
Yeah,
gotta get
Spirit
Spirit
King.
back, because Spirit
Yeah,
did
we
ask.
I considered getting Spirit King off of this 300 episode. It kind of was last minute though.
Uh-huh.
Maybe Spirit King be 301, 302, 303. Like we
Mhm.
got episodes coming up. Yeah.
We gotta get him back because he definitely said he wanted to be
Just
a
saw him.
part.
He said,
He
hey,
does. Yeah, I
I
gotta be
ain't called
back.
me
I said,
back since. I must have sucked or whatever he said. Nah, it's just when we had you, and then right after that is when the world shut down. So we went from recording live in person to recording via the
yeah,
this how we doing it now. We switched it out. Yeah. So and
yeah.
we just kept it like this ever since. But
And eventually we
oh,
will go back live, like I said, because we both have
we,
spacing now to do
yeah, we
live.
gotta
Eventually.
build it. He will come. We just gotta build it. That's how. Yeah, got to get the space built. Like which I'm in the process of doing. You building a space to actually
Yeah,
like
no.
have
I
a
need to
real,
get on mine. As I'm
That's
looking at boxes still packed up.
fine. My walls still got bullshit written on them. If you know, you know. Got shit written on the walls, and so it's an inside joke between me and the kid.
My walls are still bare, but I will be hanging my paint and sips that I
Yeah,
will be doing.
got graffiti on my walls and shit. Graffiti bread like Prince. Okay, I'm start calling my studio space graffiti bread. That's what I'm gonna call
You
it.
actually should actually put like the tag, like how like the old school 90s, like you should do that, like make it like tagging.
I can hire somebody that can do that. I gotta find if you tag, yeah, hit me up. If I
Hey,
find hit
Feast
me up
knows how to
hit me up
tag.
at Ozman the Wizard. Like hit me on the
Let's
send me
just have
a DM. If
have
he
Feast do it. Feast knows how to tag. He
does
did
that,
that. He knows how to tag.
I got. I've seen some of his recent work. It kind of sucked, but yeah, he might still know a little something. Can we a few years ago? Let's pull the curtain back a little bit. It was a '90s party for shout out Miss Lanier, yeah, like Feast's friend
Mhm.
back in the day. Yeah, she had done a '90s party.
Yeah.
And Feast was walking around on the walls at her place. We did.
Yeah. I remember.
I wasn't impressed by that work. So if he puts his effort in it, maybe. But yeah. If it's like those tags, like nah, that looks like the tag. Like the tags the homies do on the old block, over on 64th and shit. I don't want that. If you know, you know, old block.
You go on the subway, you see it in the subway, you see the tags. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want the old block tags. Yeah. So on my eyes, the old block, I don't. Yeah, I don't need that. Yeah. But having some fun with this episode right now. Number three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since we don't have a guest, we're just going to a regular episode then. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of shit happened this week, yeah. Including we're gonna kick it off.
Hmm.
Eric Holder, the man accused of murdering the late great Nipsey Hussle. Well, convicted. I won't say accused because he got convicted. Yeah, convicted of murdering Nipsey Hussle.
Clapping for that.
60 years to life is his sentence.
60. Oh, 60.
That's the
60.
minimum. So basically, the dude is like in his 30s, so he's probably never getting out
You're
of jail.
never gonna see the light of day.
It's like
Never.
minimum 60. It said, but people forget to life. A lot of people are like, yeah, 60. That's what, yeah, but it says 60 to life. He
To
might
life.
not be 60. And so yeah, it could be more like 60 is just when they're going like they'll listen to his like the probably up for parole in 60. That's probably what it is. Then
During
like
your 30s, so
they could
you're
still
not
say
getting
like
out.
even then, like even if he survives, and they still might say, you know what, yeah, we don't feel like letting you out, even though you're 90 and shit. They still might not
Even though
let
you're
you.
97 years old, you're not gonna get out. No, you're not getting out.
We still don't want to let you out. Yeah, because it says 60 to life. Yeah, dude is like in his 30s already, so he's never getting out.
Mhm.
We had a lot of sentences handed down this week. I just wanted to start it off with that one. That's the big one, Eric Holder.
But I'm really pleased at that because just a senseless act
Took
of
Nipsey
violence.
way too soon, and like that was Nipsey was a good one. Yeah, that was a good
It
dude.
was.
He
And the fact that
gave
you
back to his community. Like he was a good dude. Yeah.
mhm. The fact that he was a family man,
Yeah. Father, yeah, no, yeah. You just took that man from
and
his
he had his
family.
partner, yeah, everything. And you could tell that that guy knew exactly what he was doing. The fact that you approached him when he knew that you knew that he employed ex-cons so they couldn't have weapons. So
Yeah.
you attacked
Especially,
him outside
especially in
there.
California. California is real goofy about guns, which Illinois is starting to get goofy about guns, but you ain't taking mine, JB. Fuck you. But yeah, but yeah, like California especially is real funny about that. And felons can't have guns anyway. And
Right.
California almost like you almost gotta if you have a fucking parking ticket, damn it, you might not be able to get a gun there. They real
No.
they
You
gun laws.
jaywalk, you can't get it right.
They got some goofy ass gun laws in California. Like if you want a concealed carry license, they gotta ask like, well, Illinois, the process is just simple as okay, yeah, you take your class, you pay your fee, you get your license. 3-part, yeah. With California, okay, yeah, but why do you need it? If they don't like your reason, it's just like, nope, you can't get one.
Because I need protection.
Exactly, yeah. I don't feel safe in these streets. It's like that's a good enough reason.
You see my house I live in? Because California got some nice homes. So you see my house I live in?
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
I
get
am.
the reason there. Well, why do you need it? Well, you don't just pay a fee and take your class like here. And then of course Texas, they just got constitute if you're over 21 and shit, you can carry. Like
Plus
over 21.
everybody, you get a gun, you get a gun, you
Right.
get a gun. It's
Texas got
over.
that. Yes, yes. Texas is like, yeah, just like once you're over 21 and you're not a criminal, you can have a fucking
But
gun.
it has to be a balance. Like I said, you just shouldn't give out guns like candy, but then you shouldn't just restrict it. Like everybody doesn't need a gun, but everybody should.
Guns
Everybody who's
it shouldn't just be reserved for the rich and famous, which is
right,
California
everybody
kind of
who's
what it is. Like,
responsible, everyone who's responsible, who knows gun safety, should be able to have
California
the
gun laws are like you
option.
basically you got to either be a cop or you got to be rich and famous to carry a gun. But everybody else is SOL. You shit out of luck. It's like that's, and like I said, they knew the guy knew about it would be nobody there to protect
There will be
Nipsey.
no one there with protection.
He made his move and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that he was just going there just to check out something because Lauren was saying that, he had just left the house. Okay, I'll be right back. He just going just regular run, like
Yeah,
didn't know that
check
would be
that
there last
marathon. Yeah,
time.
he was making a run to marathon real quick.
And I'll be right back.
Never came back home. Yeah.
Can't even imagine like you just waiting for your partner to come home and then you get a call saying you have to get to the hospital because it's been an accident. And usually, like whenever they do those calls saying come to the hospital, it's been
When they say come
usually
to the
the person
hospital,
has passed away.
we didn't got that come to the hospital call
We've
before.
gotten the call. It's been a setback. That's what they say. They don't tell you that the person died on the phone because
Yeah.
they can't tell you
What
that.
they
But
told the message I heard is there it's been a change in his condition. So that's what with
it has
that.
been a setback. They said it's been a setback. That's what I heard. A setback or whatever, a change or whatever.
Yeah, it's been a change because like the condition changed. It was critical condition, stable condition,
There he
different
is.
good condition, like fair condition. Like so, they just said what's been a change in his condition. That's what like, and that's all they say.
And
They don't
everybody needs to come to the hospital.
right come to the hospital because of the change in his condition. Yeah, just
We
do
know
it
what that
right.
means now.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what that means now. You do.
Mm.
So, but I'm so glad that he got, the 60. I mean, because it was a senseless act of violence. Like, it's still not like what reason did you have to even shoot that man down? Like, what reason?
Mm.
It was like allegedly an argument happened, but I mean, we have to use guns for arguments.
That's what.
Like you have to
Mm.
pull out a gun. You have to really.
Now,
Like you don't have like any type of it's like no type of reasoning like why that even had to have happened.
now your ass is sitting in jail for the rest of your life. Which I don't think he's gonna make it to the 60. I think somebody's gonna murder him in
I
prison.
think somebody's gonna take him out.
That's my prediction. That like Eric Holder is he's gonna die in prison one way or another. Whether it's natural causes or somebody's gonna murder him in prison, I think. Yeah.
Or the new phrase that people say because people don't want to get strikes on the stuff, he's gonna be unalived. He's gonna be unalived, I feel. He is. Somebody's gonna unalive him. Because I said Nip was a good dude. People like Nip. He had fans. So somebody I'm sure is in there right now, and they like,
Figure out
oh,
who he is.
okay,
Like that's that motherfucker that killed Nipsey
all
Hussle.
right,
Yeah, the
okay,
word
all
travels fast.
right,
Yeah, word travels.
exactly,
Yeah, that's the dude right there. Let's
exactly.
get him and shit. Yeah.
And guards or they may or may not be fans of Nip as well. So if they see a thing, they may do this.
Right.
They may do like this and turn the other way.
If I'm guard, I'll definitely look the other way.
They may do that. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. So, but good for him that he's never going to see the light of day. So Nip's family, friends, like they get some sort of obviously that's never going to bring him back, but justice can be served at least. Like that's why I always say about that. Like nothing will ever bring your loved one back, and that's going to always be a wound that's not really going to heal for real. But
Linger
at
forever.
least
But at least, yeah,
you can say, okay, that motherfucker is behind bars, and they're never going to see the light of day. You can at least say that.
he'll never
So
see the light of day or never be able to do this to anybody else.
to do this to someone else, to put somebody else's family, friends, fans through that type of hurt, so.
Since we're talking about prison time, let's talk about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly.
Prison break.
Whose name I don't like saying much, but I have to say it now because we're reporting it. Robert, as motherfucking Gail called. Let's talk about Robert. Robert Sylvester Kelly, sentenced to 20 more years in prison for the child porn, but it's gonna be served concurrently with his current 30-year sentence. So R. Kelly is once again another dude who's never getting out. He's 56 years old. Like he's never getting out.
So 30 years, so he'll be 86.
Exactly, yeah. R. Kelly's never getting out of jail.
Think about the whole R. Kelly thing, and like I will preface with this. Like, yes, okay, musically, like I said, like because remember a week ago or a couple weeks ago, whatever, we talked about. Well, this was off the podcast. This was not recorded, but this is something we can bring up. We talked about basically what considers you an icon, and like we said, if you have 3 straight albums in a row, you become iconic. Like anybody who can do 3 albums in a row, you're iconic.
Classics, yeah, 3 classics in a row.
Like,
and we kind of alluded to that on
Thriller,
this one. We kind of alluded to that when we broke down the Billboard / Vibe Top 50.
There you go. There you go.
And I mentioned Kendrick Lamar is number 2, and some people like question that. And I mentioned, I was like, well, Kendrick got 3 classics in a row, so you can't even like love him or hate him. It's like Kendrick is top 10. You might not like him at number 2, but dude is easily top 10 of all time. Like, he got 3 classics in a row. I was like,
got 3.
Yeah.
Like I said, to do 3 albums. Period that are hot is hard, but to do 3 in a row, that's when I say you're an icon. If you do 3 in a row, you're an icon. Like I said, I always start with the obvious: Michael Jackson, Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad.
Prince.
Go Prince.
Controversy, 1999. Purple Rain. Around the World in a Day. Parade. Sign of the Times. That's why I say Prince is the GOAT. That's why I say Prince is the fucking GOAT. That's why Prince is the GOAT. That's 6 in a row, in my opinion.
For me, Jill Scott had 3 in a row. Jill Scott's first 3 albums. Icon. Who is Jill Scott? Words and Songs, Volume 2, then 3. She had 3 in a row.
Yep.
Kanye West, college dropout,
late registration, graduation. Yeah.
That's 3 in a row.
I have like Stevie Wonder. It's like, yeah. Stevie Wonder.
If you do 3 in a row.
Who else was I going to I just had one. I forgot.
Jay-Z.
Jay, that's what I was gonna say. Thank you. Yeah. Because you got Volume 2, you got Dynasty, you got Blueprint. That's 3 classics in a row right there. That's not even counting Reasonable Doubt. The only reason I didn't put that because you had Volume 1 in between there. A lot of people weren't feeling the Volume 1 album. Now, Volume 1 is underrated. Yeah, it wasn't a bad album, but it just wasn't on that level of those other 3. Volume 2, that's the Hard Knock Life and all that. Volume 3 is not Volume, but Dynasty is like Big Pimpin' and all.
Dynasty, that was my album because I was in college when Dynasty came out. That was my album.
And the Blueprint, you got H to the Izzo and Girls and all of that. So Jay had 3 classics in a row.
I say Dangerously in Love, B-Day, I'm Sasha Fierce.
I agree with Beyonce. I'll give you
Icon, and then her 4th album, like she had 4 in a row. Icon, icon. You do 3 in a row, you're an icon. Mary J.
Oh yeah, what's the 411? My Life and in my
Share My World.
Share My World. Thank you. Tongue tied.
She had 3 in a row. Icon. Like I said, when you do 3 in a row, icon.
My Life was an extra kind of special, but those other 2
My Life.
Those other 2 are special too, but like My Life is just something.
My Life is
that just hit different. That My Life album just hit different. So that one hit different.
My Life, yeah. You put that album on, you just burn your instant.
Album. That's a press play album right there.
Yeah.
I just watched the Mary J. Blige of My Life documentary where she talked about the 25 years of my life. She basically talked about that and like how that album came together. They had everybody involved, like Diddy spoke, and everybody was like talking about how that album came together. It was like dope. Yeah.
Missy Elliott. Super Duper Fly, Missy So Addictive, Under Construction.
Tupac, Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got 3 in a row. Yeah, you got classics.
Eminem.
It's Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, and Eminem Show. Thank you.
3 in a row. You get 3 in a row. You icon. No matter how you try to, you don't have to like the person and be like, oh well, But circling back, so R. Kelly, he definitely had three in a row. He had what, four at number five? Like
12 play, the self-titled album, and the R. That would
R.
be three in a row. And if you want to count TP2, that's four. Yeah.
Yeah, he did
Drama
that.
State
But
Chocolate Factory. Yeah, Chocolate Factory was kind of when it kind of came, but that had Step in the Name of Love, so that was like a
yeah,
big record. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So I mean, he did his thing musically, but we can't ignore the fact that he had a lot of skeletons in that closet. We cannot like we overlooked that for so long. Like the thing I just keep on going back to, I will never understand why he had a career after he married Aaliyah. Aaliyah was 15 when he married that child. He married a 15-year-old child.
The 90s, pre-internet. A lot of people probably
Oh,
didn't
well, that
even.
might be,
Now
yeah.
you can just look that up and see the marriage. Back then, it's like,
Did
did
that
there
actually
really happen?
happen? This is a
That just
rumor.
hearsay. Yeah, that's some National Enquirer shit right there. It's like some people, hey, were they really married, or is that just tabloid news? It's like back then, like a lot of people didn't even believe it. Yeah.
And then neither one of them spoke publicly about it. Because like I saw an interview that Aaliyah did with what was it, the Today Show? It was like right after 1 million had came out, and then she was talking. And then when they asked her, said, "Okay, we gotta ask you about this offer rumor that was out a few years back that you were married to R. Kelly and this and that." And then Leo's how she answered, she said, "I'm not married."
I've
She did.
never,
She never said I was never married. She just said I'm
never
not
got married.
married.
Yeah.
And she said, and she was like, and Robert is an amazing producer. He's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. That's how she just left it at that. Like he's an amazing producer, writer, this and that, and he's doing his thing, and I'm doing my thing. And that's exactly how she answered the question. She never intertwined it. So I mean, even listen to like the words, like she didn't lie, but she just didn't delve into it. She answered the question very carefully.
Yeah.
Where if it did come back, she didn't lie. She just didn't delve into it. But the fact that he married a 15-year-old child, and then okay, like even if you wanted to be like, okay, well, internet wasn't a thing back then, which it wasn't. Okay, but the video with
The
the
trial,
13
the sex tape, and all of that. Yeah, like which is wild as hell.
Ow!
That he got acquitted.
Ow!
That's still wild. Even at the time, I was like, really, not guilty. And on video, I was like, okay.
And then he mocked it. Jigga Kelly not guilty. Like he mocked, he
Yeah.
relished in it. It's like what the heck?
And on the
It's
Make It Rain remix, he did like the most skied weather man about to make it rain. He was like openly mocking that shit at that point.
it's as bad as saying if I did. Oh wait.
I did it. You see him write a
Wait,
book.
that did
You
happen.
gotta be able to read to write a book. So there you go.
And
Hello,
then just
Twitter world. R. Kelly's gonna say hello, Twitter world next.
stop. And
Hello,
then
Twitter world.
other stuff in plain view. The R. Kelly is quote R. Kelly. When you say teenage, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
What?
What was one of his nicknames? The Pied Piper.
I,
What the Pied Piper do? He took all of the he captured
check the
all the
mice
kids'
out
neighborhood
first.
via music. He captured all the neighborhood kids via music and shit.
First he took the mice out, and then after like he didn't get paid for taking the mice out, then he came and got the children
With music. He was playing his
with
so he
music.
used music to like capture your children.
He was
What does
musically
R. Kelly
inclined to be
do?
know the
He uses
children.
music to like take your children. What does that sound like?
It was in plain sight. But my thing is that when people say like, and even like me saying that I don't see how I actually know how he got away with it because all these R. Kelly apologists and these people still say I still but my R. Kelly. You would have been one of the parents who looked the other way if he came and tried to get your daughter. Your ass would have been one of the ones who did this. We said, "Ooh, I think your daughter she got a real talent. I want to bring her to my studio." You would look the other way if that man said he would take your 13-year-old daughter. You would say, "Okay." You would send them there unattended, no chaperone, no supervision. You would send your child to R. Kelly too.
Mm.
And you can't convince me that you wouldn't. You can't convince me that you would. If you saying that well, I don't care what he did, I still bump R. Kelly. If you say it like that, I know that you would send your child to him. So that's how he was able to get away with it because these people like some 12 play or they like some parents out of town, which he did say on the song. He said parents out of town.
Your body's calling. You're like, I believe I can fly and shit.
It
you like
seems like you're ready.
You like stepping in the name of fucking love and shit. What?
But he got his sentence, and like I say, it will run concurrently, meaning it will
Yeah,
run
so R.
together.
Kelly doesn't have 50 years. It's gonna run concurrently with the current sentence, the 30-year sentence he already has. Mm-hmm. So like that's what consecutive would mean, like you'd have to serve 20 in addition to the 30. That's consecutive sentences. That means like when this sentence ends, the next one immediately begins.
Fun fact, reason why I know what concurrent means is because of Malcolm X.
Part 1, 8 to 10.
Because watching the Malcolm X movie. Right. That's the reason why I know what that means.
Count 3, 8 to 10 years. Because like when Shorty passes out, he's like, Shorty thought we had over 100 years. It's like, yeah, but we really had this because they were served concurrently. He said, to serve concurrently, and his Shorty just like
count 1, 8 to 10 years. Count 2, 8 to 10 years. Count 3, 8 to 10 years. And then by count 4 or 5, then Malcolm started mocking the judge because he thought it was funny. And then he's like, 8 to 10 years. The sentences will run concurrently, and then Shorty just passes out.
They had over 100 years, and then because he didn't know what concurrently meant.
He didn't know what concurrent meant. And then Malcolm had to be like, no, it's like it will run together. So
8 to 10 years to get one together. Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah.
Shout out Godfather of Harlem, yeah, which some people still don't like the casting of the new Malcolm X, but I think it's because you saw the first guy. Is like there's nothing wrong with the second guy. It's just the first guy was just
the first guy was Malcolm.
Yeah.
I am Malcolm X. The first guy was Malcolm X.
That's all that is. It's like Fresh Prince all over again. Nothing wrong with Daphne Maxwell Reid. Just like Janet was just better.
Yeah, it was better. She was better.
Janet Huber was just better. Yeah. It's the same with Malcolm X. Like the new guy, he looks like
Malcolm. Body dance now. Jan had that.
Which I still say Fresh Prince should have just make Vivian die and make Philip remarry. That'd have been because then like you got the new wife trying to like adapt to like the blended family. Yeah, it's like why not just go that route? He could have just made and it still could even use her actual presence. She died during childbirth. That happens. It's like when she had little Nikki, she dies and shit. And then like Philip remarries, and then Daphne Maxwell could be the second wife. It's like that's what that would have made more sense because it seemed like a different character.
She did.
Yeah, like Aunt Vivian didn't even seem like the same person. Like the actresses played the character very differently.
So. They did.
Just make him remarry. You have another wife and shit. Yeah. Solve that problem. But also, since on the creep side of things, let's keep it going. Harvey Weinstein. He got.
I was about to preface you with that. What about Harvey Weinstein? If you niggas are listening, you would see that they doing Harvey Weinstein
the same day as R. Kelly. I think Harvey Weinstein.
It was the exact same day.
I think just we just like I'm about to go controversial, but like a lot of black people just got nigga eyes and shit, so all they see is the nigga stuff. It's like so they say that nobody's talking about this other stuff. No, you just they're not talking about it. You're not talking about it in the shade room because that's what you read and shit like that. They talking about it. They talking about it at TMZ and people. They talking about it. You just don't.
What's the other one? MSNBC.
I'm looking at the New York Times is where I'm reading this shit at. It's like New York Times got the story front page news.
Huffington Post, Washington Post,
LA Times is like that's where they got these stories. You just read the shade room and shit. That's and they're not talking about it there and shit. Yeah, that's why
big
you don't
fish, small pond. That's what you're doing. You're a big fish in a small pond. And of course, if you just close out the world and you just only see what's in your circle, you think that nothing else is going on. But Harvey Weinstein, there's been several documentaries made about Harvey Weinstein. The whole Me Too movement is because of Harvey Weinstein.
That's why, the thing, because all the women started saying, well, he assaulted me too.
Me too.
Me too. That's where
it's a whole movie about it. I forgot what the name of the movie is. It's a whole Me Too movie that came out. A theater.
Yeah.
That came out in theaters.
You just watch Surviving R. Kelly, but it's like it's been way more documentaries about Weinstein than R. Kelly.
They're trying to take a black man down. No, they're not just trying to take a black man down. They're trying to take a pedophile down. Let's call a spade a spade.
did it to him.
You're
So, but
taking a
Weinstein,
pedophile down, not
once his sentence is in addition to his 23 years that he already got, he got 16 more years, and he's 70. So once
and
again,
he's in 70, so
and he's got failing health
he
too.
has failing health.
70
Because like
years
when they
old,
showed
failing
Harvey
health.
Weinstein when he went to court, I think that he was like, I don't know if he was that bad initially, but like he was like with like a lung, like a fake, like he was
He's on
like
a walker and
looking
shit.
like
He was on a walker and shit. Yeah.
I think he was trying to garner sympathy. Or if he was, if that did happen, so that's some hell of some karma that happened super fast because he was just regular one day and then he was like a step from death like the next day. They showed him. That was like karma kicking ass. Like I said, if he wasn't putting on fronts, then karma just bit him in the ass super quick. That's what I'll say about that. Because I was like, why is he on a walker and why is he looking half dead? Like coming to court. Like what happened? Like you wasn't on a walker 6 months ago and now you looking half dead. I was like, are you trying to get sympathy, sir? No one cares about you and your like you assaulted these women. You were being a creep. You did the casting couch thing. You thought it was cool because you were a big exec and you thought that you could get away with it.
And you did get away with it
And
for
you did
decades.
get away with it.
So you didn't get away
Until
with it.
you did get away with it.
You got away with it so you didn't.
Exactly. You kept on being a creep. You fuck with the wrong one. That's what happens. You fuck with the wrong one, and now your ass
Guilty of
got
and he was guilty of forcible rape, forcible oral and penetration by a foreign object. So that's what he got. Yeah.
hmm.
So there it is. So I guess the oral is the sodomy part. They just didn't put it there.
Yeah.
It said forcible oral compilation. I guess that's sodomy, whatever. And then sexual penetration. So I guess he put a dildo or something and shit. Yeah. It says by sexual penetration by a foreign object. Maybe he like shoved a dildo or somebody in somebody. Yeah. That's what it is right now.
Yeah. So Harvey Weinstein, like I said, he's getting his stuff too. And then like, please stop with the whole. Well, what about Elvis is dead? What about Hugh Hefner's dead? Like I hate to say it like that, but they're both dead.
I don't like the whole
you can't persecute dead people. You can't.
Doesn't matter. Let's talk about it's plenty of creeps that are still alive. That's my whole
Exactly.
Plenty of creeps that are still alive.
And my thing is, okay, circling back to R. Kelly, if R. Kelly is willing to talk and willing to present real evidence about, like, okay, I'm gonna open up since I got caught, I'm just the tip of the iceberg. Let me open Pandora's box.
And
all these other
allude to that. We never heard anything else. He did allude to that, so we don't know if he was bullshitting or not.
If he was just bullshitting,
if he has the receipts, then let's see him.
let's do it.
Yeah.
My thing is, let's get all these perverts out.
Got the receipts. Let's see him. Yeah.
Open up Pandora's box. I'm for it. Open up Pandora's box. This world needs to be cleaned of bullshit. Like I say, open it up. If that is the case, if you're just saying that because you're mad because you got caught and now you're trying to just grab at straws, then no. But if you actually do have real receipts to show that I'm not the only one, so and so did, so and so did, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so, and if you have that, then open up that Pandora's box, or to open it ASAP because like the Epstein, like I mean, hey,
oh well, they got
what happened with him? Hey, what happened with him? It's like
we still haven't seen that Epstein list. I want to see who's on that goddamn list.
I saw some alleged, like I said, I'm not sure if this was the actual list, but I saw some alleged names,
and I was like, allegedly big names, but yeah, I wanna see that goddamn list.
When I saw what was allegedly on there, I was like, whoa. I was like, okay, they went there. But what I will always say with this, like, even if certain people did go to Epstein Island beforehand or whatever, I'm going to say, I'm going to leave with this. Like, if you get invited somewhere, you're like, hey, I'm going to go here. You go there, you see, oh, that's some bullshit. I'm out. Like, because you could get invited somewhere and not know it's bullshit. You go in, you're like, oh, about face, like it ain't me.
I won't name names of one of my homies. He got invited to a Hollywood party, and like it was it wasn't what he thought it was going to. An A-list and an Oscar winner invited him to the party. I probably said too much already.
It was an A-list thing, and then
a guy who's a radio DJ got invited by an Oscar winner to some party, and it was weird Hollywood. Holly weird shit going on at this party and shit.
Which makes you think Eyes Wide Shut was that a true story?
Possibly because Kubrick died like before the movie was even released. It's like
He
so.
died. The
So
movie was
I want to
released
see the director's cut of that. It's probably shit that was left out.
because he died like in May. I think the movie came like in November or something like that. It was like something like 6 months before the movie came. Like he died, so it's like
We probably didn't even see everything. It's like I'm sure they edited like parts out of that movie. So I want to see the director's cut, like the Kubrick version of that shit. I want to see
because I
the
mean
original.
that could be it. So that's why I say like even like with the list people like just because somebody went somewhere doesn't automatically mean that they're down with child pornography or rape and shit. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It means that if you got invited somewhere, you're like, hey, yo, somebody before you know because you don't know people's character until you people can present one way and then you actually go and you see their personal life and you like, oh, like,
Shit, yeah, I'm out.
you know, back up. I ain't down with that. That ain't
Some
me.
bullshit. This Cat Williams, who also had a controversial joke. That's why they call Cat Williams crazy because he said
They say
something.
he's crazy, but
He says he
is he
saw
really
something. He
crazy?
saw something he shouldn't have seen at one of these parties and talked about it
Yeah,
in
he
his
saw some eyes wide. We'll just lead back to I just say eyes wide shut. That's just the best way I say it because I don't want to get
bullshit. right
I
after
don't
that,
want to get people
right
coming at
after that,
me.
Cat Williams was crazy. Right after that, right after he made that
Yeah, he
joke.
was called crazy.
That's all I'm saying. As we talking about what about we missed this a couple of weeks ago. To what about Brett Favre crowd? You saw Brett Favre is he's coming
So
back, he's clapping back his detractors. Shannon Sharp, Pat McAfee for defamation for saying that, yeah, well, Skip, Brett Favre stole welfare money. Skip.
And Shannon Sharp is my birthday twin. He is we have the same birthday. Obviously, he's older than me, but we share the same birthday. He's my birthday twin, Shannon Sharp. But
Shout out Shannon Sharp.
he be doing the most.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
does the most sometimes.
because you have to say, because that's why when wording this stuff, you have to say allegedly. You can't,
Allegedly,
or what I like to do, say according to TMZ. I
her
take it
someone.
totally off, I take it totally off of my court. Yeah, so you
I
can't.
was about to say
I
that
was like, I'm just
her
reading the story and shit. I didn't say
her
shit.
her her the shade room. So
Like
her
right
media
now, of course,
takeout.
I'm reading right now. This one, according to ESPN.com, is where I'm reading this Brett Favre story.
Her this.
So yeah, don't come after me. Go after ESPN. That's what the story I'm
I'm
reading.
just reporting the story. I'm saying per what this other
Shoot the
person
fucking
said.
messenger. I'm just reading the story.
I'm just reading.
That's why you got to do that. Yeah, take it off of you. It was like, yeah, according to such and such.
As
Yeah.
he said, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
But Shannon was sharp about this one, pun intended, because like he ain't said shit about any of this since like the Pat McAfee did a whole show like basically roasting Brett Favre. He's probably gonna lose it. I think Pat McAfee is about to his pocket's about to get hit because he did a whole show basically saying fuck Brett Favre like after the shit after he got hit. Shannon Sharp just like no so like that's like just wait to let the lawyers handle that shit. I wouldn't say shit. Like why? Like I wouldn't even mention it or nothing on this show with Skip, but I just let the lawyers handle that. Like I'm not saying shit about this. That's what I would do. I'll take the Shannon Sharp, bro, because he ain't said shit about this since this came out. I was like, yeah, let them handle that. I ain't saying shit. I think what it was like Favre, what according to on the Pat McAfee show, because he gave details about his. He said that Favre sent him the cease and desist about saying, hey, just take the videos down where you said that I stole money, or like or I'm gonna sit in there. Of course, like he was like, well, fuck you, I'm not taking down shit. It's like, yeah, and that's when these lawsuits came out right
it
after.
becomes like let's just stop a bit. It becomes a dick slinging contest. Like mine is bigger than yours, so I'm not gonna back down. And then now you got a defamation suit.
But I've been going down YouTube rabbit holes about this, about what Brett Favre actually did. It's like, because you think about it, he didn't actually steal welfare money, because how does a fucking football player have access to government funds? It's like, we think about the whole thing. It's like, here's the thing, like he was doing promotion for that particular college to raise funds, and some of the money that he was paid came out of that. Yeah, like yeah. So the bribes, so the money was given to him that was like under like scrupulous from scrupulous sources and shit. And And he did give the money back in his defense. Like once he found out, like Favre did
Mm-hmm.
give back the money, and she
Well, it
said,
was funneled from the money was funneled from another. Because we know that when money changes hands,
all
sometimes
this government.
we
That's why
know.
you never see you never hear me talking about raising taxes because the government's already stealing enough money and shit like that. That's all that is. That's well, yeah. We either raise tax. Why? So like they you can have more bullshit so like they can steal. It's like
The ones who get raised in taxes are the middle class, us.
exactly, yeah.
It's us.
Like Elon Musk's taxes are not going. Trump's taxes are not going. Trump paid $500 in income tax. It's like his
I didn't
taxes
pay.
are going up.
I
It's
could
like
tell you. I could tell you that me and Mr. Gully didn't pay $500 in our taxes.
I
I can tell
paid
you
by
that for a
myself. I
fact.
paid way more than 500 in
Exactly. Both of us
taxes.
paid way more than that. When I looked at Solomon, I was like, "Let me see my check. How much did I pay?" I said, "Oh, okay. I paid this, and my husband paid that. Okay, and Trump paid 500. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Me, I don't. I look at it the other way. I don't be like,
Yeah, Bezos ain't paying.
yeah, I don't look at it as like how we need to raise more taxes on them. I look at it like how I get to pay
How
five
I
hundred.
get in this circle,
And
right?
teach me and shit. That's why I'm like, yeah, teach me how I can pay $500. That's what I want to know and shit.
Let me see my text. Let me see my text.
Give me that game and shit. Yeah, like
Let
how
me
I
see
pay
my
five.
loophole. Oh, okay. So if I die this, I can do this. Ah, okay.
The
And it
reason
is
why
what it
the
is.
reason why a lot of these people don't pay income tax because they don't get income technically. Yeah, most of their
Mm-hmm.
and most of their net worth is like yeah from investments and like, yeah
Investing.
it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah they don't get a paycheck on the 1st and 15th or like every 2 weeks. They don't get a
Or every
paycheck.
week or whatever. Yeah.
They don't
Mm-hmm.
get a paycheck, and they don't have like federal taxes withheld.
My God.
They don't have
My
that.
God.
It's like yeah, it's like hey, that's not how like these billionaires get paid and shit.
No, not
So
at
that's
all.
why yeah. So like they pay taxes, just not income taxes. Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
the taxes they pay on like other shit. Like you own a corporation, you pay taxes on that and
Like
shit.
Warren Buffett doesn't pay, like, you know.
Pay income tax. He doesn't get income. He has all kinds of billions in investments. He's an
Yeah.
investor and shit. Yeah. So he doesn't get a fucking paycheck like for income and shit. Yeah. So like it's all in the wording. Like it's not like these people don't pay taxes at all. They just don't pay income taxes
Income
because
taxes.
they don't get income and shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the
And
income they
people
get is
don't pay
probably
taxes.
very little and shit, which is why Trump paid 500. Like, yeah, because that's why on
And
whatever
even
income,
these
that's all he
people, who own like if you're the owner of a major corporation, you pay yourself a salary that's not like you're not paying yourself a salary of $1 million a year.
a
You're
lot of
paying
these
yourself
people don't even take a
a
salary.
salary,
Like,
or if they
they
do, they
get
take
all
it.
of their money in stock. Yeah, like
Or
or
if they do a
or
salary,
take
it's like
salary.
$60,000. It's like a regular ass salary. They're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing a regular ass
They get
salary.
taxed on that and shit. Yeah, that's
Right.
what
On their $60,000, even though you own the corporation.
you're worth like 2 billion and shit. Yeah, he pays 60,000 is what
My
you pay.
salary is 60,000.
Mm-hmm. And that's how they know they know the laws and shit, the tax
They know
laws.
the laws. Like I said,
They
I
know
know I'm starting to learn the laws because of Mark. I'm starting to learn the law a little bit. I'm starting to learn some things, but
and with investments, you don't pay taxes on it till you sell them. So if you're sitting on like billions in stock, like you're not gonna pay taxes till you sell the stock and shit. Yeah, so
exactly.
that's what. So like they're like even if they're not paying taxes now, they're gonna get taxed big in the end because like when you
In the
sell that
end,
stock, yeah, that's
mm-hmm.
when you pay the taxes on it. And you pay like you gonna pay a lot on that shit, yeah. But like they not getting
What's the
the
phrase we
cash.
always say? Chess, not checkers.
Yeah,
That's chess. That ain't checkers. They playing chess. But meanwhile, like I said, the middle class is the one who's feeling the heat because,
that's
like I
when
said,
taxes go up. Yeah,
the really poor,
when they talk about tax the rich, you really saying tax the middle class because
because the
that's
poor
what
are feeling the effects because they don't have the money.
yeah,
The
the
poor
bottom they don't a lot of them if you make under a certain amount you don't even pay taxes at
you don't even
all.
pay taxes here.
If you make less than I don't know what the number, say 10,000 or whatever,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
like
federal poverty line, the
yeah,
FPL,
you don't
it's
even
probably
pay
about
taxes.
1,000 a month. If you
You
make
don't
$1,000 a month,
pay
and you're
12,000 is a
yeah,
year.
you're at the federal poverty
You don't
level.
pay income taxes at all. It's like you get to keep all of that 12,000. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you make under a certain amount, and then if you make over a certain amount, you're not getting income. Yeah, you got your money through
Right.
like investments and you owning a corporation, whatever. Like yeah, like however you
Well,
get your
Michael
money,
Jackson
you
said,
get
"You
a
stuck
paycheck,
in the middle. You
hanging this
stuck in the
under,
middle.
and you're a vegetable.
Yeah, stuck in the middle, and we the ones who feel it the most. It's the middle." So let's fix that. Let's stop saying raise taxes because I don't want taxes raised on my end. I'm tired of raising
Never hear
taxes.
me saying that shit because like it's like
No. Raise taxes. No. How
the
about no?
government says they can steal more because that's what they do and shit. Man. Yeah, if you quote me on that shit, I'll go on record saying that the government fucking steals and shit. Yeah, this is Oz man. This is not naive, but this is Oz man's views and shit.
Show me. And then like, well, show me that you're not. Well, we know that things.
So yeah, so you take all the see, or like the late Christoph St. John said on the Cosby Show. Yeah, so if you don't need all this money for this to fix this, so do you give it back to the taxpayers? You give the money back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You raise all this money to like for such and such. Yeah, like raise all this money. Yeah, for this federal spending for such and such. So if you don't use it for that, do you give the money back?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
you got, kid?
uh, what was that going?
I've been talking my ass off.
Yeah, because you were kind of touching all my points actually with everything. Oh, do we want to go?
I got some if you want to go.
This is kind of ridiculous, but do we want to talk about the backlash that Sierra got for her teaser of her new song? Do we want to talk about that?
I heard something about that. You can fill me in. No, yeah. Let's go there.
So basically, Sierra is promoting a new single that she has coming out. She did a clip on her, I want to say on her Instagram, where she was like in those red boots, the Mega Man. I call those the Mega Man boots.
Infamous red boots.
They look like Mega Man. They look like, if you know, you know. They like that to me. And she was singing her song For the Girls, I think is the name of the song. And basically, it's like a female empowerment song. And in the 40 something second clip or whatever, at one point she said something about you don't need a man, something about you don't need a man. And that's what the line that everybody just took the one line. Instead of taking the whole song, they took the one line. They're like, how's a married woman going to tell you you don't need a man? And this, that you happily married, you're promoting women to be single. Like, stop listening to married women, ladies, because they're going to keep you single. They want you to stay single because they're happy and they're married, and they want you to stay single and lonely. And it's like, it's a song. Like, I don't think it was that serious. Like, it's a song. I'm like, what about all these rappers that talk about being drug dealers and pimps, and they're not any of that? Like I said, they're the real life Clarence from 8 Mile. Like, you went to private school, you live at home with your parents, and you never had a hood life.
Or the rappers that rap about like just the YOLO rappers that rap about like being wasteful, that really got like stock portfolios or like own real estate and all of that.
Great, I'm looking at you.
That is the big thing rap. Yeah, like about talking about like to spend it all on it. Like, yeah, I don't do this, I don't do that. Yeah. Like Kanye's talking about that, yeah, and Kanye was one of the smartest business minds out there when this latest rant, which still, like, I still would think it was calculated. I think he wanted to get out of a lot of these deals and shit with these companies. So, he talking about like white people go buy a business. I might just take my but go ignorant. Or like I said, I went to Jacob with 25,000 for out of the house and I do it again. I want to be on 106.5 push it a bit. Like Kanye would rap about that. But Kanye was thinking all kinds. Like Kanye owns like probably half of Wyoming. He owns all kinds of land and shit. It's like Kanye owns like so much land. It's like,
he was doing none of that. Or Rick Ross being like a gangster, and then it's like you were a corrections officer.
One shit, yeah. The real Rick Ross was an actual gangster. Hey,
you basically MC Gusto.
I stole that shit. And like, and the real Rick Ross was Charlie Murphy, and he saw you on TV. Like, wait a minute, that motherfucker stole my identity. He saw you somehow straight out of Low Cash on TV and shit. He's like, wait a minute, I'm Rick Ross. Shit, who the fuck is this and shit?
But that's just the thing I say, people don't get wrapped in too much. Like I say, when people do songs, it's the equivalent of acting. Like Denzel wasn't actually a crooked cop who said, King Kong ain't got shit on me. It was acting.
He never put cases on all you bitches.
You bitches. That was acting. And then people in the comment section, and some people were smart in the comment section. They were saying like, there's like, for example, they was like T-Pain, all the songs that he makes about strippers. He's been with his wife like 20 years. Like he's been He's been married like 20 years to his wife, so it's like
A lot of the rappers that rap
yeah,
about
it's like
Snoop Dogg, how long he been with his wife? He rapped about like the pimp life and
92.
all of that shit. He been with his wife forever.
He's been with his wife since like 92, yeah.
Ice Cube been with his wife since the '90s and shit. A lot of them they talked about shit like that.
You got a whole wife, whole family at home. Like, so I mean, it's like the image. Like, I mean, we know what sells and what like people say. Even the Offset and Cardi B guy on the fun because like, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring in there. Offset, her husband, posted a video of her sweeping and cleaning. He said, "I see you cleaning right there." He posted a video of her cleaning up.
That's funny.
Even her husband did it to her because she was sweeping in the video. She was cleaning.
Right.
I mean, hey, it's a song. Like I say, don't take entertainment too seriously. Like it's it's entertainment. My thing is you have to look within yourself. Like if you're not finding luck with dating or whatever the case may be, then what energy are you putting out? That's my question I ask people. If you want a certain type of life and you're not getting it, what energy are you putting out there?
Mm.
Are you putting out I'm a side chick only? Are you putting out that I'm a fun girl? I'm just that you just kick it with until you get to a certain point. If you're a guy, you putting out, am I a fuck boy? You putting that energy out.
Fuck boy energy.
Fuck boy, it's fuck boy energy. Like, are you putting that out? Are you putting out that I'm emotionally unavailable? Because some guys are emotionally unavailable.
Hmm.
Women, are you putting out that I'm independent? I can do bad all by myself. I don't need no man. And are you putting that energy out? Like, what energy are you putting out?
You putting out thought energy.
Like what energy? Like, because you gotta be putting out something. Like when people keep on going about the thing about like what's it when they keep on saying the thing about everybody that you date is fucked up and but the common denominator is you. If every single relationship ends, but this person is this person is that, this person, you've been through 5 relationships in 2 years.
Hmm.
At some point you gotta look, are you the prize? At some point you gotta take accountability. What are you putting out there? This ain't a shade about this ain't, trying to down you. I mean, I ain't over here, Mr. Samuels, rest in peace. I ain't trying to be him. Yeah. But what energy are you putting out? That's a real question. And I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you're not a high value man or you're not a high value woman if you don't weigh a certain amount or if you don't make a certain amount, because that's bull. It's somebody for everybody. It is. Mm. Hell, we saw 2 crackheads with Halle Berry and Sam Jackson in Jungle Fever. Even crackheads found, they found themselves in each other. So
Chris Rock and a chick that was prom queen, New Jack City. I think that was her character's name, Prom Queen. I think in the that was Prom Queen. Even they found love.
Right. Even crackheads can find love. So if a crackhead can find love, you can find love too. Because it's somebody for everybody. It is.
You could be prom queen. Let's go. Now you're the prom fiend. Jack City is a fucking classic. Looking at this fucking story I just saw earlier today, courtesy of Babe sent me this one about the dude that created Dilbert, the comic strip.
Oh, I remember Dilbert.
Yeah, looks like
he. I used to like the Dilbert Post-its, like the little calendar, like the little posty things. Remember? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I kind of remember Dilbert, but it looks like the dude was a racist.
Oh, racist.
Is he says some controversial shit on his podcast about nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people. It sounds like a hate group to me because they took some kind of harassment poll saying that about blacks not being about some kind of racist shit, yeah. About how do you feel about white people, and then like that's what the results when he said like blacks must be a hate group is like some shit like that. So a lot of comic strips are dropping Dilbert, which I don't read newspapers, so I didn't know that comic strips were still a thing. They are. Guess the Sunday, we get our news. And there ain't no Sunday comics on this. Like, so
that's how I get my news and scroll.
So like Sunday comics are still a thing, and a lot of them dropped Dilbert after that comment.
Well, with anything race. Whenever
And
white
he's old
people,
and white, so it makes sense. Yeah, he's an old white man too.
I always say whenever white people enter the chat about race, don't just be prepared for all the smoke when you try to throw like a black people or this and that. And it's like,
Don't want the smoke. Just be like the token black guy from Not Another Teen movie. Say damn shit and that's whack. And if you want to smoke, then go ahead.
and
Say
go ahead
speak your
because,
mind.
like I said,
Speak your
like I
mind if you
said,
want to smoke.
we won't even like I said, I won't even delve too much into okay, like let's start with slavery, and then let's start with Jim Crow after that. Let's start with pre-civil rights. Let's start redlining. It's like all these practices that were legal things that were put in place. Like the other day, I was talking to my kids about we were talking about Black History facts, and my daughter was talking about she learned about Rosa Parks, and she talked about like what Rosa Parks did, and then I had to delve into like it was legal that if you had to sit in the back of the bus as a Black person, and if a white person got on the bus and the bus was full, you had to get up and give a white person your seat. That was a real thing that actually happened.
Mm.
It was a real thing that happened like not that long ago. Like our mom was alive when it was going on, so it wasn't that long ago.
I'll let Uncle Losh play a song for a call. Hush that fuss. Everybody move to the back of the bus. I'll play it. So who's Rosa Parks? And I'll just put the song on. Hush that fuss. Everybody move.
When your brother do things.
That's a classic.
But yeah, like breaking down stuff like that. Like I was told like history facts with I was talking about Katherine Johnson to Ariana. Like, I'm just trying like to talk about like historical, she learned about Ruby Bridges a couple years ago when she was in kindergarten. So just these are real things that actually these real practices were in place. And Ruby Bridges is only 68 years old. It wasn't that long ago. So I mean, when you talk about why do Black people feel a type of way about certain things, and let's not talk about the drug of the 80s when they dropped crack into the hood, when that was dropped into the hood, crack. So it's like, it was like all these, when things are done like that, of course it's like some mistrust. Of course it's going to be some Black people are going to be like, not as trusting of things.
Sure. Speaking of that, shout out to BMF, like which I've really gotten into now on BMF on Stars. We talking about it's about like there's like it's about big meat. Just like yeah.
I saw it the first couple of episodes, but then I fell off of it. Maybe I might get back into it. But I did watch the first like 2 or 3 episodes. Because
Yeah.
like which Macaulay is the mama she's a dog. I know it's because like Marcus was like, who is that? I'm like, that's the one she's a dog
Yes, I didn't realize that was well.
Yeah, I was like, that's the girl.
It, but her husband kind of feels the same way about her, and I was her husband's hectic and shit. They should have had cast Eddie Winslow as the husband. That'd have been hilarious.
Her husband was he was the guy on Lincoln Heights. Russell Hornby is the husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Lincoln Heights. Yep.
You got Pastor Snoop on there. He's like the pastor at the church, which is hilarious. But he's still kind of a gangster at the same time, too.
Which is accurate. So okay,
Pastor Snoop.
I'm not going to delve into that. I'm not going to touch that.
Lala playing Cougar and shit on the show.
Is she really acting though?
Probably is one now because she's single again. She probably messing with young boys now.
She said that only young guys slide into her DMs. She said only 20-some-year-olds be
her character is messing with a young boy on the
show. But I mean, like, yeah, so the fact that you add up all this stuff that's happened, so wouldn't you be kind of mistrusting of somebody if all this shit happened? Would you kind of be?
Yeah.
Like, let's start there. Let's start trying to bridge a gap to try to understand why people have the thinking that they do. And let's try to bridge a gap rather than being like, you're this, let's try to bridge a gap.
Yeah. Before you wrap it up, one more quick take. Let's talk about West Side's finest, Patrick Beverley joining the Bulls. What you think?
With the game that I saw when they played Brooklyn, his energy was immediately felt because the thing I will say about Patrick Beverley is he a star? No, he's never going to be a star, but he is a good role player, and he's the type of player that you want on your team. Like if you play against him, you're annoyed by him, you can't stand him, you hate his guts. But if he's playing on your side, then it's like, all right, cool. Because he does hold people accountable. Like he goes in, like he's like another Caruso, but he's like on 20. Like he's like really like, he's really like that grit. Like he's really gritty and stuff. And I do think that the Bulls did need some toughness because no offense, it's like if somebody like, okay, that whole thing with Grayson Allen when he injured Caruso,
Right,
somebody should have whipped Grayson Allen's ass. That's all I'm
not
saying.
only that,
Somebody should
but
have whipped his ass.
let's switch him out. What if imagine if that had been Patrick Beverly that Grayson Allen fouled like that? It probably would the result probably would have been different.
It would have been different. Like Patrick Beverly would have went West Side on his ass. Even if he got injured, he still would have went West Side on his ass. He still would have. He just would have went West Side on him. He would have. So
the funny thing about this, the irony is like the Bulls were originally looking to sign Westbrook, and they signed Beverly. And if you know anything about the history between
they're
those
connected
two,
forever.
they're forever connected. Yeah, even played together on the same team with the Lakers this year. Like, so that had to be weird. It's like the two of them playing together.
They had to hug it out like Bishop and Q when they squashed it. And
Yeah.
When Bishop hugged him and he rolled his eyes like.
or another NBA like Scotty and Dennis when Rodman got
That's
traded.
why I pictured in my head that. I pictured that.
But here's my take on Patrick Beverly. I don't think he moves the needle at all this year. I think this team, it is what it is. Either play in at best, like a lottery team, like most likely. I think that's where they at right now.
I think they can get to 8.
To play in at
I think they can get to 8. They're not gonna get to 6. They're not gonna be.
They got to fight just to get out of 11. They like 2 games out of the 11. So they got to fight just to get back into the play in. They got to go on a little mini streak just to get back in right now. So like I said, play in at best, yeah. But like if Beverly resigns next season, if he sticks around, then it could make a difference. Yeah, I think right now.
Yeah, I think that his energy is good. I hope that they keep him because I mean he's old. He's like 34. He's getting older and he's back home. Like like everybody wants to. I think everybody at some point want to go back to their home team.
Grew up watching the Bulls like with Jordan and all of that. So yeah, you getting to play for that team now. Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully it is a play-in because I do want to see the Bulls make the playoffs again. But if not, then they gotta figure it out and regroup for next year.
Especially because there's still no word on Lonzo Ball. Like
they shut him down for the season. That's all that they said, and it's like
still talking about. He still has pain in his knee over a year later. He said walking stairs hurts. That's how bad it is. Like, so let alone basketball activity, just walking stairs is like he got pain when he walks stairs. That's the last thing I heard. So like nobody knows what's going on. He didn't see like tons of doctors and like all of them are like
baffled. It's baffling. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, cause you've never seen anything like this before. So I don't know what his story.
It feels like Brandon Roy all over again. That's what it feels like. And like I was in denial at first, but then when I saw that he was still feeling pain, and I'm like, this sounds like Brandon Roy. This sounds like Brandon Roy all over again. It does.
And Lonzo's only like 25. Think about he's still very young in his career. So yeah, so
he technically hasn't reached his prime yet because prime is like I would say about 27-ish. You start hitting your prime around 27.
It sucks. If he's done at 25, then that fucking sucks and shit. But I guess we just gotta wait and see what happens with his knees. But episode 300, we got through it, kid.
We need call it wax on. We need Mr. Miyagi to do that.
Definitely appreciate your support. Not another damn podcast. Support us further by giving us a like. Yes. Also, check out the dope shirt.
Oh yeah, I got my shirt.
Oh, you got what you got.
I see dumb people.
See it again. Let's get the shot of it. God damn it.
I see dumb people.
Also, subscribe, share, review on all your platforms. I'm talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What's good, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. Also follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how to get at me. Just hit up, down, left, right, B, A, and start. That's how you get at me.
And you can check me out, MSIMA626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blog and your vlog, and for your video production needs. Check out straightgullyproductions.com.
I realized this whole episode I had the wrong background up, but I'm still the Oz man, the wizard, so Oz Radio is okay. I have the background for the podcast logo, so I had the wrong background the whole time. So I forgot to switch it back out because I had the Oz Radio because I was doing an interview for Sky for an interview for the station. But anyway, I'm Oz man, the wizard.
And Naima.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.